Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of DOScider. Oh, I got a little too ambitious with that opening. I'm still just on that edge of having some throat problems. Thank you all for being so patient when we had a little while off from being sick. But we are back with our ranking of MS-DOS games here at DOScider. We are now at, God, how many do we have even here? 178 games ranked, and still going. Back in the black, even. It's gray, thank you. But yes. I was like, wait, black? Oh, yeah, I think you mean my shirt. Please. Good to see you, Loaf Sneeze. Welcome, welcome. We have a lot of games suggested by chat here today, or at least a couple. For those that don't know, if you're a sub or a patron or would like to become one, you can then hop into my Discord. There is a special sub club channel just for you, and I collect a request from every person every month, anybody that wants to anyway, where you can have a game ranked on DOScider here for us. And let's go over those games real quickly, shall we? Some cat's sneezing over in the corner. Let's look at our... I'm not going to go through the whole list, although we do have a website, DOScider.neocities.org, that you can check out. It's still under construction. I need to do some work on it. But I'm going to leave it appropriately themed for the 90s. Ranking all of the games, so it just shows everything on there. So if you don't know if a game's been ranked already, yeah, you can find it there, and you can see the episode list on the side. Our top 10, though, as it stands, is Day of the Tentacle, Doom, NetHack, Maniac Mansion, Wing Commander, Star Wars Dark Forces, Command & Conquer, Red Alert, Descent, and Warcraft 2. I'm still a little sad we couldn't put Dune Building of a Dynasty up higher. That game was wildly playable for being like the first RTS, essentially. And then the bottom 10. We have... let me make sure that I'm actually getting the 10. Yeah. We have Boppin'. Almost off the list. Boppin', you're almost off the hook. Soon. Tongue of the Fat Man. Descent to Undermountain. International Ninja Rabbits. Scunny. Lost in Place. Lost in Space, actually. Terror in Christmas Town. The Flintstones. The Jetsons. First Person Pinball, and perennial favorite, All Dogs Go to Heaven. All dogs go to heaven, but certain devs burn in hell. I don't mean that really, but also, man, I think it's such a pile of shit. Such a pile of shit. Yeah, we're at the good end of the list. We haven't had any changes to this bottom list in over 10 episodes, which is very nice. Not any changes to the top end of the list really either, though. Let's see if we can change that today. I'm going to start off with a request from Comet. This is a game that normally I would do an entire special to, but we did... oh, man. We did an entire full playthrough of this game not that long ago, actually. Because it's Betrayal at Krondor. It's Krondon time. The game is really interesting. It's really, really interesting. There's a few things that I definitely have problems with. Like, it is not a perfect game. You heard so much about this, but you never actually had it. It's really good. It's a really, really good game. It's a little loud right now. One moment. Like, good music, even, right from the start. This game is also, I believe, 93. Like, this game's really quite early. I have it written down here somewhere. Yeah, 93, by Dynamix. It is credited to Raymond E. Feist as the writer. It does say 93 right on the screen, doesn't it? Uh-oh. I'm having a weird issue there. Is it Control F10? Oh god, what is the... One moment. I'm playing this through the GOG store, and it doesn't love alt tabs, and so it's doing a little weird thing on my screen that I need to fix. I thought that I had the key binding remembered for some of this. Capture and release the mouse. Yeah, okay. Oh, right. Alt enter. It's not going to be able to see... Ooh. Hello. I did not like that. Yeah, this'll be fine. So yeah, we did a full playthrough of this. It's credited to Raymond E. Feist because it's based on his world. And there was a lot of thought at the time that he actually wrote it, because he has the credit as the writer. It's kind of come out that he probably didn't actually have that much input into it, but it's set up as like this full like novel inside of his world. It's really, really neat as an idea. It's kind of back when, like, you could play with what an RPG would mean, necessarily, and, like, how the gameplay and such would work. And it does some really cool things. I think some of them land, some of them don't, but it ends up being very close to a playable novel. And that's just rad. That's just really rad. Blood-soaked rags collected at the boy's feet. One by one, he tended the wincing soldiers' purple wounds. Stitched, salved, bandaged, did what little he could in the leaping golden halo of firelight. Fortunately for his roadside patient, he could do more than most. Fingers slick with alum ointment, he worked fervently to tie off a catgut cord, then brushed the injury with a light touch that to the untrained eye would seem only a friendly pat. Others would recognize the telltale hand gesture as a magical ward against infection. Done, Owen sighed, wiping his hand in a rust-colored cloth. No guarantees, though. The stitches may hold all the way to Lamut, but then again, push too hard, and you could be bleeding like a stuck pig on Midsummers. You did fine, Senior Locklear replied, smiling approvingly before rolling down his sleeve. It'll scar, but it's good for a noble's reputation. Lets the kingdom folk know he isn't resting on his laurels, and it impresses the ladies. I'll be sure to look you up in Tyburn if I ever need stitching up again. The boy accepted the compliment with a humble nod while he packaged away the rest of his medical supplies. His thoughts focused instead on a third man who slumped in the shadows across from them. Despite the manacles that bound the stranger's hands and the distance that separated them, the boy felt dreadfully exposed, his avenues of escape limited should Locklear's elven-looking prisoner decide to liberate himself. What did he do? Owen whispered, jerking his head towards the man. Gorath? Let's just say he had the disadvantage of being at the wrong place at the wrong time, Locklear said cautiously. He snatched a greenish apple out of his knapsack, offering one to Owen. I had to take him to Krondor. Did he kill someone? Owen asked. No. He attacked you? The senior wiped apple juice from his mouth, shook his head. No, not exactly. Well, who cut you up then? Before Locklear could reply. Gorath leapt forward, his chains writhing between his wrists like metallic vipers. Some of these little cutscenes are very funny, and kind of on purpose, I would even say. Get out from underfoot, Owen! Assassin in the camp! Do not struggle so, Hasseth. I wish to keep you alive. Be glad I do not. The goddess of death will show you greater mercy. So, like, as you can see, it's a very unique RPG in a lot of ways. You don't make a character. You just play the characters that are given to you for this story. And the characters, there's a lot of chapters. There's like, oh god, was it 9? 10? Something like that. There's a fair number of chapters in the game. And characters will actually, like, rotate in and out of your party. You'll have different groups at different times. A couple times, your party actually splits, because there are about 6 characters. And so you will end up with, like, different groups of the parties shifting between each side, and them not knowing what's happening to the other party and stuff. Like, it's a whole little novel. It's really cool. There are some problems with it. Mainly, there's a specific chapter that if you miss one of the very early things in that chapter, you are fully lost, and you do actually have to feed your party. You're in an area where it transports you to this, like, desert alternate dimension, like, kind of outer realm zone, and, like, near the end of the game, obviously, there's no food. So you only have the food that you brought with you, and you will die without food. Like, you cannot beat the game without it. And so, if you miss this one little signpost like I did, you might end up just being, like, soft-locked and being like, well, what the fuck do I do? And so, a couple little things like that. But, in general, there's lots of, like, really nice little story flourishes like this. Like, everything has a big blurb on it. Owen looked for supplies. Feeling a bit like a vulture, he turned the body this way and that as he searched for anything that might be of use to them on their journey. All in all, he supposed that if he were the dead man, it wouldn't matter to him any longer what happened to his belongings. And right away, food. One of the funny things that it'll do to you, like old RPGs will, is that the food will also go rotten, and sometimes it'll just be poisoned. So you have to be very careful about the food that you eat. Generally, you want to buy it so that you know that it's not a trap, but it will fuck with you. And, like, the graphics are, you know, it's 93. They're exceptionally polygonal. Although I do really like, the character portraits are very fun. And in general, I think that for 93, the graphics are really nice, honestly. Gorath remained distant. Though the Moradel warrior didn't appear grieved about killing the assassin that had followed them from the Northlands, his eyes had a baleful look in them that seemed something between hatred and rage. Several times he glanced back at the corpse that lay behind them in the dust, his thoughts unguessable from his expression. Do you wish to bury him? We could do that. It is not our way. I simply am somewhat disturbed that he should come after me. He was a kinsman. There are other things that trouble me as well. Delacon's assistants are slow, but not altogether stupid. Another like Hasseth, and you'll only have my corpse to drag before your Prince Rutha. Sorry, you don't get off that easy. As long as you are under my command, you are forbidden to die, Moradel. I've gone to far too much trouble keeping you alive to bury you now. It's time that we took the chains off of you. It'll be far easier for you to defend yourself if your hands are free to swing a sword again. You're not going to set him free, are you? I thought you said he was your prisoner. He is my prisoner, Owen, but the circumstances are terribly complicated. Even if he chose to sneak off, he'd be lucky to make it to the next town alive. This is the third such assassin we've run into since we left the Northlands, and I have a feeling that more will be waiting for us. He will be much safer with me, and I with him. As the boy would be. If he were to whisper the wrong word in the wrong ear, he could easily be the death of us. Me? Who am I going to talk to? I'm not even headed in the same direction. It wouldn't be a matter of who you talk to, Owen. There will be ears listening for a word of a mortal traveling with a noble. Damnation. Should have thought about this when you entered camp. For the time being, you're my squire. Once we arrive at the safety of the palace, you'll be free to go on your own way. But I have pressing matters in Tyburn. It is not a subject of debate. We must get to Krondor. My mission is of critical importance, and I don't have time to improvise an easy solution. The only other possible option would be to slit your throat and leave you dying. I have absolutely no desire to do that. Now let's get moving before Delacon's assassins catch our scent again. They'll likely come looking when Hasseth doesn't return from his mission. And we are off to Krondor. You get a nice little map here. Like, there's some great stuff that this game does. When you think about the time of this map, like, you can move on the map like this. That's, honestly, I talked about this a lot when we played it all the way through. That is huge. There are so many of these games that would not have done this, that didn't have, like, auto maps weren't standard at all. So the idea of having a map that not only is just, like, auto mapped, essentially, but also you can just move well on it so you know where you're going and don't get lost in, like, this early 3D space. Oh my god, it's so nice. It's so nice. There are downsides to being in the map screen. You can't see enemies coming up because there are, like, not random encounters. You'll actually get little clues, too, that there might be an ambush ahead. You'll get, like, story beats, which is really neat. And we can also look at the world map. So we're allowed to go anywhere that we want. We can just start going north to all these areas. But our goal is Krondor down here at the south. At least for this chapter. And so there's, like, all these side things that you can do, and you can do a lot of exploring, but there is, like, a very set kind of story that you're trying to interact with. We can see that there's, like, this town here. Might as well just, like, show what a town even looks like. Oh, God. Oh, God. I forgot about this. They also have this. Like, not only do they have the auto map, and not only do they have it so that you can walk on the auto map, there is this button here that is the follow road button. So if I hit it, even if I'm, like, slightly off the road, it will auto-correct me and take me on the road. So I can just press forward and just straight through on a road and, like, go through all the curves and everything. Like, it'll follow a road on the map. Just truly years ahead of its time in a lot of ways. Really, really cool game. It's best if we move through town as quickly as possible. I left a wedding party here not too long ago, and it might raise unpleasant suspicions if I was here again. We may need supplies. There's a shop here called the Crossroads, where we might be able to pick up a few things. Otherwise, we should be cautious. Yeah, so these are the way that the towns look. This would be a shop. So I can always, like, take a look at that. Buy and sell some things if we want. Generally not a bad idea to see if, again, you can get a little bit of money. Or, not money, food. Food is just always necessary. It's a little obnoxious sometimes on those screens, like, here in the shop, that you'll have, like, here it's all just buy sell, obviously, but sometimes you'll have to pixel hunt a little bit for the exact thing that you want, like people to talk to, stuff like that, because there should be, like, a tavern in town too. We can just knock on random doors. Oh, and because we were on the follow road, it, like, whipped us around with the road. And they have a lot of different dialogue for every time you knock on a door and stuff. Like, you do start getting repeats pretty quickly, but it's not just one. There's, like, a dozen, which is nice. Probably more than that even, because there's also like actual quest lines that you'll find doing this stuff. And they all have a certain like flourish. Again, it feels very much like a book. Okay, we want to be going south. So like, yeah, I can just press forward and it just whips me around on this road. So good. So good. It's hard to impress upon people that didn't play RPGs and stuff from these days just what a big deal this kind of thing is. Oh, there's a chest there. Let's take a look. This should be a word lock? Maybe? This is our magic spells, by the way. Which is, you can do some neat things with magic spells. They all cost either stamina or health. The battle system is like so close to being incredible, and it's not as strategic as I would like. It seems like it's going to be, but then it's kind of not. Yeah. Rough in its construction and banded with iron, the Moradel box would be impossible to open without solving its word lock. And judging by the marks on the face of the chest, others had learned that lesson after much difficulty. So because we have a Moradel in our party right now, he will translate this for us. Later on, you have to try and decode it yourself and figure things out like what they might be saying if you don't have him in your party anymore, which in certain chapters you don't. Prince of Rutha, from his lofty perch, will find our troops without a search. His men will fall, his castle too, and then what will Prince of Rutha do? Die? Dang. There's some durability and stuff on items. You're often switching things out. Like, fucking 18%. See, like, I love how much this really cares about coming across as a book. Like, they went so hard into it. When you look at item descriptions, slicing the air with the weapon, Gorath made a few passes at an imaginary foe. Although the sword was not the most remarkable he had ever held, it would serve well enough if he found himself in a sword battle. Like, it's got a flair to it that I really appreciate. Like, same with this. Like, a comforting warmth blanketed Locklear as he shook the vial of restorative fluid. Its magical effects radiating up the length of his arm and then down through his limbs and torso. He would, of course, have to swallow the liquid to reap benefit of its healing powers. Like, it goes in for an aesthetic, and I think it's a really good aesthetic. Someone was calling. Recognizing the lilt of the young voice, Owen turned around and looked back down the road. A young squire that he had met at a party in Yabon was trudging behind them, a pack full of scrolls slung over his shoulder. The squire waved congenially, and Owen echoed the motion. What do you think we're doing? You're trying to remain unnoticed. Damn, Locklear muttered. Try to behave as normally as possible since you know him. You handle him, Owen. And remember, Gorath's name is Vorgoth, Owen finished, irritated. I'm not a child, you know, Locklear whispered. It remains to be seen. I didn't expect to see you again quite so soon. I would have thought you all the way to Lamut by now. Would have been if the Duchess hadn't insisted in introducing me to all her daughters. Amelia was the prettiest, I believe, though I think Catherine took quite a liking to you. Excuse me, sorry. Catherine took a liking to everyone at that party. She's as fickle as her mother. She'll likely marry a Condoin if she can find one not tied in the marital knot. True enough. Say, I thought you said you were from Tyburn. Why are you taking this route home? Kind of a long way around, isn't it? Well, yes. But I had to meet up with my uncle, Locklear here. And my other friend here is an elf, Thorgoth. They decided it would be nice for me to take a tour with them down to Hawks Hollow. Down to Hawks Hollow. I hear it's lovely this time of year. What are you up to? We're very good at this. I'm looking to cash in a reward, actually. When I was on my way up to Yabon last month, I found a chest in this area, but I couldn't pick the lock on the thing. Just got here, and what the fuck is a Krondor? There's a lot of... One of the things that this game will do is throw a lot of, like, fantasy terms from their specific world at you. Because this is a licensed game. It's from, God, I don't even know the name of the series. But it's Raymond E. Feist, who was a fairly famous, or is a fairly famous, fantasy author of the time. And it's fully set in a world that he's done. Like, it actually connects and has a lot of characters from it and provides some backstory. Like, it's basically a whole canon story that's separate from the books and its own thing. It's neat. But also, there's some things that, like, you just kind of have to be like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, just accept some weird fantasy shit, and they kind of talk like you already know. I think that it would work that same way in a book, too, though, because these characters aren't going to be like, what's a Krondor? It'll come up over time. I think that it's some kind of minor noble. And then we can ask about different things. Oh, goodbye. Thanks, friend. And what was this? Something had been buried under the dirt. The hole's not big enough to put a man in, so it's safe to assume it isn't a grave, Locklear said. It might be a secret cache of food or supplies. Let's take a look. I think we need a shovel, though. Oh, no, we don't. Problem is, are these poisoned rations? Who knows? No, I'm gonna take them anyways. Poison's real bad. What city is this? We're at Lamut. Okay. Sorry, what was that mysterious green fluid? Just like a general buff kind of potion. Specifically for, like, ranged weapons on this one. I can't remember what they all do, but they're all... There's a bunch of ones like that. Adventurine. Oh, God. There's a ton. There's a lot of these. There's, like, oil cloths and stuff to rub down your weapons and give them enchantments and... Like that restorative fluid that we found, that Locklear has, right? Like restoratives. And just some kind of healing or buff potion. The path turned. Locklear studied the road before them, saw it slithered into the distance like a giant snake before descending, eventually, into a large town. Lamut, Owen said. Do you think we should go in for supplies? Yes, because we're also going to sleep. Oh, you thought they were being funny by literally burying poison with the food? It would be a very funny thing to do, yeah. In many ways, the town looked like something created on an alcoholic binge. Rude dwarven shacks smashed up against delicate elven shops, while weird Serrani taverns grew from oppressive kingdom-style dwellings. A sign outside the city gate had summed it up well. All who visit Lamut are equal, for in Lamut, all is equally queer. And yeah, you'll, like, hear, like, Serrani and Mordhel and all of these different, like, fantasy kingdoms and races and such. And you would know it quite well, I'm sure, if you read the Raymond E. Feist novels. That being said, like, having played through this game fully 2 years ago... 2 years ago, actually, yep. I looked up my progress on GOG. When we did the full playthrough 2 years ago, it was pretty easy to follow along, and, like, it very much becomes clear pretty quickly. Like, You just kind of accept it like, okay, I don't know, there's some different, factions here, Serrani, Moradel, whatever. And then it becomes pretty clear after, a couple hours, like, oh, okay, the Moradel are like these northern elves that are essentially fighting the kingdom that we're from, which is why it's weird that we have an elf in our party right now, and that's why he was a prisoner, and on and on and on, stuff like that. The Serrani, I think, are maybe from, like, one of the other dimensions kind of thing, because there's eventually some portal nonsense that happen. Let's go into the tavern. The Blue Wheel Inn. Undoubtedly the newest tavern in town, the Blue Wheel was sedate, almost sleepy in comparison with other Lamutian shops. Inside, dark-skinned patrons slapped down hard-earned sovereigns in exchange for the Blue Wheel's exclusive imports from the far-distant empire of Saranuani, or whatever, fuck. Fun thing that you can do in the inns. The Nightmaster looked tired. 5 sovereigns for the night. Though if you louse my beds, I'll charge you double. Turn you out at sunrise. Oh, and there's a chamber pot in the corner if you need it. Alright, so we sign in for the night. Because you do have to sleep. If you don't, then you start having problems also. Same with eating. I really do like how much they kind of try and make this a book, right? They really describe, like, the rooms are described, the food's described, like, they really go into all that little minutia. The romance of traveling. See you all in the morning. I was going to say a thing that we can do that's very fun. Let's exit real quick. Or, how do I get to it from here? We can do barding. So you do level your characters, and they gain progress in things kind of like Elder Scrolls style, where the more that you do it, you get better at it. You can also, like, focus on stuff. I'll show in a minute when we actually get to the character screen. So you can, like, focus on, I think, 3 different attributes to level up at a time and get better at. But you can go and make money by playing instruments in all the taverns once you get better and better at it, and they'll give you money slowly. Owen struggled with the lute. As soon as he had begun to play, he felt he was not so much playing a song as he was wrestling a beast 100 times his size. Numerous times the song eluded him, slipped out of his reach, only to fall into an obscure pit of noise. Out, 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 the tavern keeper urged, yanking the lute from Owen's hands. Be glad this crowd isn't in a worse mood. Give them time to calm down and then you can come back, but only if you come back for food. Yeah, I definitely did the barding. The barding was a lot of fun. As you get better and better at it, you get, like, some really interesting dialogue and stuff too. And, like, the music is really nice here on these screens. Like, there's a lot of stuff. Like I said, this part, I don't love that you're kind of pixel hunting on the towns a little bit. Like, it's not entirely clear what all the entrances and stuff are, which is sometimes obnoxious. Because you might, like, miss a side quest or even something that's a main quest thing. Garrison. Captain Belford stood as they entered the room. It's good to see you once again, Locklear, he said, extending his hand. I share that sentiment. What news have you? How is Earl Kasumi? Locklear asked as the men shook hands. They sat in hard wooden chairs as Belford replied. He's well, but he is off taking care of some business with a few new guards come through the rift from Kellowan. As for the rest... Yeah, like, there's the rift stuff. As for the rest of us, we're looking for a group of Grey warriors from Kellowan who slipped through the rift just before it closed. Locklear looked a little puzzled. King Liam and Emperor Ikendar granted the Grey warriors freedom and new status in the kingdom. Yes, but the agreement doesn't allow for the nationalization of stolen goods. Seems they may have absconded with a valuable ruby from Makala's entourage, said Belford. Makala? The Serrani Great One? Owen asked. Yes, he's been talking to Prince Arutha about establishing a permanent rift to encourage trade between the kingdom and Kellowan. He's really throwing his weight around, trying to get his ruby back. If you should happen to come across it, bring it back here. He's offering a reward. They thanked him for his information and left. Yeah, there we go. So there's a little side quest thing. And if you look around enough, sometimes you'll find stuff like this. Oh, I drank to a portrait ray, yeah. So yeah, if we look at this is where we can focus on stuff. So I think you hit the hilts, yeah. And that'll light up different things. So we're gonna let, like, Gorath can get better at weapon craft and accuracy in melee and armor craft, sure. Or actually, defense. Weapon craft should be repairs. Armor craft is repairing armor, I believe. It might be just... No, because there's defense. Yeah, I think that it's just repairing it. Assessment, like identifying things. Scouting. So scouting will, as we're going down the road and like looking off different places and stuff too, you'll occasionally get like little text pop-ups before you actually see enemies. Because you can see them in front of you and you can avoid them that way. Sometimes. But also, it'll be like, oh, you hear like the snap of a twig and like the forest is too quiet or something like that. And it'll kind of give you some hints that like something's coming up. And it'll like often tell you a little bit about like what you might encounter. So it can be really useful to do the scouting stuff. Let's get... All right, they're barding, haggling, and casting, sure. This is our wizard for now. And yeah, I think that it's just 3 maximum. Yeah. It's all coming back pretty quick. Oh yeah, you can right-click to just show it. You right-click on there and it'll tell you what to do. All right. So let's leave Lamut. We want to get a battle or two here. Oh, see, we can kind of see that guy there. They agreed to attack. So if you click on... Oh, right. Right. So if you actually notice them beforehand, and this is where the scouting is also really important. I forgot about this part. It will actually do this. So you're better scouting, you'll be able to see them earlier, and sometimes it'll also like prevent you from being ambushed. Because sometimes they won't show up at all. But they will give like priority and stuff like that for ambushes or not. And so when you do this, it's basically like, oh, okay, you've seen them, you're preparing, you can get the priority and you get the ambush because of this. Or at least there's a chance of doing it, I believe, at this point. Do you want to, like... Probably a really good idea to save here. Because this is very much a game that, it'll kick the shit out of you sometimes, as you can expect in a lot of old RPGs. We don't want to have to start over from the beginning. The Mornell warrior grinned, sidestepping their surprise attack to try to gain higher ground. He waggled a mocking forefinger at Locklear, his eyes alight with bloody eagerness. Fine, Locklear said, preparing for battle, then we shall do this the hard way. Okay, so we weren't successful in sneaking. Because, yeah, we have stealth as an option for leveling up, too. And this is where I was always really excited seeing this screen for the battles, because it looks very tactical. You have, like, speed, strength, stamina, health. Speed obviously is going to tell you how far you can go each turn and, like, your priority in the fight. Stamina, as you lower your stamina by doing attacks, then you'll be less and less accurate, and eventually you actually start spending health to do your attacks. Same with for casting also. You'll end up using health for your magic, which is a fun little system. So you can, like, choose to rest for a turn instead, so that you can gain back some of your stamina. Or, like, do defensive maneuvers instead and try and use a little bit less of your energy, as it were. And you get it back from resting, as usual. Here, what do we have for magic at the beginning? Despair thine eyes. You could blind them. You can pull them. Oh, shit. That's... I went into auto. Right. I accidentally went and did auto attacking. I don't want to do that. So the thing that I found sad about this, though, is it looks so tactical. You're like, wow, like, yeah, I can, like, set this up where I, you know, put my fighters in the front line and then keep Owen in the rear, and we can, like, do all these blocking maneuvers and set all this stuff up. It doesn't really work that way. It ends up very much just being like, they just kind of walk around you and you can't really stop them from doing it, and they'll just run right at your mages. Or, like, a lot of the fights, because it's just not entirely random where everybody's set up, it's still random enough that there's not a lot that you can do that way. It is mostly just, like, a question of whether or not you want to do a thrust or a swing. Swings do more damage, but are less accurate. Thrusts, you know, less blah, blah, blah. And, like, whether or not you want to do defensive stuff to stave your stamina or not, or just, like, rest even. So here, I believe left click is thrust and right click is swing off the top of my head. It's been a while. Yeah, I'll just do a thrust. Come on, guys. This path looks more like a baseball diamond. Yeah, it's... I mean, you are talking about a game that... This is 1993. So you're not going to get a lot of incredible graphics, in a way. Although, for the time, this game had to be hot fucking fire for its graphical quality. Like, it's pretty cool. 3D was not much of a thing at the time. Owen checked the corpse. No sense being squeamish, he said, rifling through a rucksack which lay next to the body. Supplies are supplies, wherever you find them. This fellow won't be needing them anymore. I know I keep saying it, but I really do enjoy how much it leans into, like, giving these characters their own voice through all of the, novel-type stuff. Yeah, the characters are really detailed. Yeah, like, the character sprites are really nice. Absolutely. Like, the actual 3D environments are, like, you know, I mean, it's super early 3D. The mountains and stuff are just very obviously, like, 2 polygons. But the character sprites are really quite nice. And a lot of the cutscene stuff is very fun and kind of goofy. And I think they lean into it a little bit. Like, they know that it's a bit goofy. So they have fun with that. Try to open it. Sure, there's a lot of traps. You can use keys sometimes. There's a whole little system here. And I am no fool. So this Locklear, despite being the noble, is very much the, you know, Han Solo fantasy noble kind of thing, where he's a bit of a rogue. He has a friend later on. James? It's James, yeah. Locklear and James. So we get, like, more characters later on. Ah, yes. So here is some of the scouting stuff. They were being watched, unsure where their observers were located. Locklear wheeled about. Yeah. So I'm saying that I think that one is very much that we did not detect them at all from that dialogue. Probably should have rested because we don't have a lot of stamina on our characters now. Ouch. So those hits will hit your stamina first, and then start hitting your health. Can't move close enough, so I'll just kind of go over here for now. We don't really have any ranged weapons yet, but you will get ranged weapons later on. And you can hit your own team, so you have to be very careful about how you're aiming. Oh, shit. A little misclick there. I'm guessing that Locklear is going to start having accuracy penalties. Yeah, so now we're already doing a little less damage and a little less accuracy because Locklear has run out of stamina. So I could choose to do that and gain some health and stamina back. Although, as it turns out, we got hit for a lot more than we even rested for, which is often the problem. Oh, he's running. Get him. Nice. Locklear blinked. For a long moment, he stared at his dead opponent, pulse pounding in his veins as he waited for yet another to come on, teeth bared or blade flashing. But instinctively, he knew that they had already won this fight. They were safe for the moment. Yeah, no, you can really tell why this was, like, given a ton of RPG of the Year awards and kind of labeled as a classic. I really liked my playthrough of it. Barring a couple of problems, like, there's one chapter in particular that I just think is just straight ass. And it's mostly really bad because if you end up having a moment where... like I said, you miss a little bit of signposting, you're just stuck. Yeah, that's the quick save, right. Let's do the follow road again. God, it's so convenient. There's so many little things in this game that are just so well done that way. The tavern keeper greeted them at the door. Guiding them inside to a cluster of tables, he produced a sheaf of papers, which had been inked with the name of various goods and drinks, above which had been written the name of the tavern, the Green Cat. Quite something, eh? The tavern keeper said in obvious admiration. It's to become the fashion in all taverns and inns, I hear. I believe the word for it is menu. Unfortunately, I won't have anything on it for a while. So, gents, can I get you a bit to eat? Sure. Cast up front if you don't mind. Let's buy some rations. Can always use more rations. Haggle. Though it was immediately obvious the shopkeeper had no desire to haggle the price, Owen pressed on, praying that his natural charm would win for a cheaper price. For a short time, it seemed the victim's will was eroding, but at last the shopkeeper rapped sharply on the counter. Enough! Buy at my price or be off with you. Alright, so we accept it. The door swung open. Bleary-eyed and smelling of alcohol, a 40-ish looking man sneered at them. Well, what do you want? He shouted. Out with it. We were hoping you could give us directions. Directions? Directions? I'll give you directions. Okay. I don't remember that one. Doesn't seem anyone's about. All right. Locklear knocked on the door of the small wooden house, then waited patiently for someone to answer. After several seconds, a woman appeared and ushered them inside. I don't have time to talk unless it's really important, sirs. I have to finish preparing some mushrooms that I picked for the shopkeeper over at Keeg's. He nearly ran out of healing restoratives yesterday, and you know what they say. You can kill me, but you can't eat me. That's a strange expression, Owen said. What does it mean? To tell the truth, I don't know, the woman replied, her face brightening with a wide grin. It was just something the bear and Kevin used to say. Never could make any sense out of it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really must be running along. All right. And this is why you go to the houses, because occasionally, loot. And the shop. Hey, Petty, good to see you. No use for my garbage, nearly destroyed armor. I'm gonna sell this adventuring. Let's see, this is a little bit of healing. Yeah. Right, that's basically regen. Mesmerized by these character portraits. Yeah, they're pretty good. You don't get to choose them. These characters are just the ones that you get. This is a bit of a different RPG in that way. I like that a lot about this game, that there's certain things that, like, RPGs started to just be like, no, like, obviously you had to make your character, and, like, they got very set in their ways in certain parts of it, but this game is... It takes some big swings, and not all of them hit, but a lot of them do. Let's camp until healed. We've got a fair bit of rations. Shows us all the rations we have. Touch a JRPG in the CRPG. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that would make sense. It's really set up as a book, though, because it is, as I've mentioned a bunch of times, it's based on an actual fantasy novel, or world of a fantasy novel, rather. So now we can either go to the Hawk's Hollow route and go down this way to get to Krondor, or we can go around the coastal side and try and make it that way. This is normally a game, like I said before, that we would do a special on, because there's so much game here. But I did a full playthrough of it 2 years ago. It took me 50 hours, so it's deep. We see the ambush, so we'll see if we can get some stealth. Success! Their attack was unexpected. Eyes wide with surprise, the enemy scrambled around helplessly. Not wanting to waste their momentary advantage, Locklear barked several orders and the battle was joined. Gorath is great, but he hits really hard. He's also slow as hell. Oh, he can't quite make it yet. Dang. Study our opponent. Donk. Ow. God, Locklear's getting his shit kicked in. Let's... So Owen needs space to be able to cast. So I'm going to do that. What is James at? Oh man, Locklear's already in a bit of trouble here. I might just go defensive. Let's let Gorath do some ass kicking. And can we do a blind? Come on. There we go. The battle was won. Get as much food and such as we can. I'm gonna be running out of space for all this stuff soon. Yeah. I would say let's put that on the corpse and take better armor. It's really funny a lot of the times to steal, like, rations off of dead bodies and then find out the rations are poisoned, and it's like, why did you have these? They can also be spoiled, too, which is another thing. Which will obviously also make you sick. Alright, we'll head in the direction of Hawk's Hollow here. Ah, one of the healing temples. Incense swirled. Striding between the columns of the temple, Locklear made for the heavy wooden doors, which had been sealed against the daylight, and which preserved the privacy of any ceremonies in progress. Pulling a tasseled rope, which hung next to the door, he awaited the response of the door warden. The meditation chamber was Spartan and strangely cold, seeming all the colder for the heatless flame which burned in the holy censer. The only bow that had been made to adornment in the temple appeared to be the strange pattern that had been etched upon the wall. So you can actually use teleports between these, so you want to try and find all of them. We can enter to go into the back and, like, talk to the main priest. We can get blessings or cures. You can get extra side quests this way. That was most entertaining. I particularly like the part about the drunk, but I advise you in the future to keep an eye on the food you eat. You shouldn't simply gulp down the first thing you find without taking a look at it first. Properly chastened, Locklear shrugged his shoulders and promised. Lot of text in this game, but I think most of it holds up really well. It does a lot of world building that you kind of can't get from, you know, 2 polygon mountains. I also really like this rest wheel, too. This nice little sundial. There's a lot of really cool UI and art choices in this game that I enjoyed. You've got, you know, morning and afternoon. You just click anywhere that you want to wait to. Or you can do that, you know, camp until it healed like we were doing. You'll notice that it doesn't necessarily get you all of it back. Full healing, I think, normally needs, like, restoratives, things like that. We're at the end of the road. So what was down here? You can kind of, like... You can certainly go off the road and explore. I just haven't done it a lot yet because we're on limited time. Want to show stuff that we can find here easily. Again, I really do enjoy that you can just open the map like this and look around. Oh, not that one. Right. Is there not? No chest here or anything? This might be the location of a little side quest later on. Oh. Shoot. I didn't click on the enemies to get to ambush. The early combat in this game can often be really annoying because you miss a lot until your characters get a little bit better. So a lot of it is just doing this over and over of like, oh god, miss, okay. And we're even doing the thrusts to try and make it so that we're not like doing big swingies and having less chance of hitting. Don't you dare run away from me. You can just let them go, and you'll still win the fight. You just won't get the loot from them. I like my loot. Party's abilities have increased. Ah, I got a different sword this time. Some more info. Right, some will be better at, like, swings than thrusts, or have better, like, durability, things like that. Interesting. So this one's kind of bad on accuracy for swings, good on thrusts? That's weird. Does not look like it's more of a thrusting sword than this one. I guess the accuracy is still worse, but it does more damage. Huh. Haha. We use the whetstone to upgrade them back up a little bit too. Oh, yeah, and the better that they have for like armor crafting or whatever, they can get higher percentages onto the weapons also, so they're, yeah, more durable. In any case, that is a little bit of Betrayal at Krondor. Like I said, to go through this whole game, it's a 50-hour RPG. It's a long game. It's really cool. It's got a lot of chapters. I imagine that fans of the game would have really liked it because it has like a lot of callbacks to characters. If I remember correctly, Locklear is a character in some of the books. Like I haven't read them, but just from what I read up on when we did our playthrough and people talking about it, later on there's like the main character of the books, you know, like the chosen one kind of thing, because it's an RPG. It's a fantasy from the 90s or 80s or whatever. Obviously, it's, you know, super overpowered wizard man, and you kind of meet him for a little while, and there's a bunch of stuff about him, and so you meet all of your main characters that you would want to as a fan of these games. But I think that we've got enough to look it over, and I've certainly played through the whole game, so I will absolutely be able to rank this one. Let's throw it up here. This game's great. It has a reputation as being great, and it's well-deserved. It's a very unique experience for an RPG. Not everything about it lands, but I really appreciate the stuff that it does different than most other RPGs of the time. It's not your traditional dungeon crawler. It's not... Like, it's got a whole different battle system. It's got a whole different character system. It's really got an aesthetic for this, like, book kind of thing that they're pushing. And, I mean, they spent the time to actually get an honest-to-goodness, you know, license for it that is canon in the universe, but also a new story. So, like, there's a lot of really cool things going on in this. It's truly fantastic. It is a really, really, really good RPG. Oh boy. Is it better than World of Zine? Like, I'm already looking at it. It is that good. This game is very, very nice. I like this game a lot. Is that at the time it got... Yeah, it's a very daring game. It got a lot of, like, RPG of the Year awards at the time. And I think they're all really well deserved. Again, it's not a perfect game. I definitely have some problems with it. I don't love the pixel hunty nature of some of the, like, town screens and stuff like that. Because you can get into, like, you're just sitting there going line by line, trying to make sure that you don't miss talking to somebody that might be important or going into a building that you didn't realize was there. There's, like, again, that one chapter pissed me off so much I almost wanted to quit. But that being said, I missed a really obvious signpost. What seemed more obvious in retrospect anyways. Like, I moved right away when I went through a portal and missed that there was, like, a body there that I needed to loot that had a bunch of information about what that chapter was about. Still, not great that you can miss something that basically soft locks you like that, because it really, really fucked with my playthrough for a long time. Like, I spent like a stream or two just trying to figure out what the fuck to do and going through guides. Not amazing. But that's fairly common of a lot of games back here. And a little bit my fault, too. A little bit. I think there's some things they could do to prevent that, but still, this game is really high up there. I wish that I could pull up some of the later cutscenes, too, because there's some good ones. There's some actual, like, laugh-out-loud humor in this. There was one or two things. There's a wizard that, like, you meet later on who's, like, this old, weird man, and he's got a mortal, so an elf, which are kind of the enemy, kind of, at least for a while in the game. And he's, like, spinning him in the air and, like, interrogating him when you meet him, and then you start talking to him and he's like, oh, I guess I'm done with this, and just throws him away, and, like, it just goes pew off the screen, and you hear this wah, and it's amazing, like, just truly mwah, like, just out of nowhere, some real good shit. There's some great shit. Hey, Comet, good to see you. We just finished doing Betrayal at Krondor. I'm deciding on where to rank it. It's a really, really cool game. God, like the auto mapping and like staying on the roads, that's better than for like quality of life UI stuff than games that are 10 years ahead of this in RPGs. There's so much to love about this game. But it's tough at this point, because, I mean, God, World of Zine is incredible. Like, do I rate it higher than Warcraft 2? I don't know about that. It is really good, though. I think it's better than World of Zine, which takes a lot for me to say, because I really like Might and Magic and I really like World of Zine, but I think that this game just goes for, like, a lot of big swings and hits the majority of them. And it has, again, just some of the quality of life stuff. I can't harp on that enough. It really is, as somebody who's played a ton of these old dungeon crawlers and has been going back through all of them, when we did our Betrayal at Krondor playthrough, I was, like, constantly just like, oh my god, finally a game that doesn't feel like a chore to play. Like, all the UI choices make such perfect sense and are so easy to use, and it's just really nice that way, like, in a way that almost no other RPG for the next 15 years is. But it's not dumbed down, it's just smooth. Like, there's some just brilliant choices in UI and usability design in this game. It's a weird thing to be so high up on, but it is unbelievable how good it is for that. Except for the pixel hunting. Except for the town pixel hunts. I'm really considering putting it over Warcraft 2. This is a game of my heart. This is a game, you know what? This is the list of my heart. I gotta rate it where I want to rate it. I am gonna follow my feelings. Okay, it's not Day of the Tentacle. It's not Doom. It's not NetHack. It's not as good as Maniac Mansion. Not better than Wing Commander. I thought Wing Commander was really neat too. I don't think it's better than Dark Forces. Oh yeah, Doom 1 is way better than Doom 2. Yeah. Like, Doom 2's great, but it's not Doom 1. It's one of those things, too, where how can you be as good as Doom 1 being Doom 2? Because Doom 1 is so revolutionary that Doom 2 is already just going to be more of the same. So it's not going to hit as hard right away. And yeah, Doom 1 has, like, environmental storytelling in goddamn 93. And, like, the lighting and stuff, like, the way the flicker lighting and everything is fucking wild. Doom 1 is unreal. Guess what? I have so much fucking respect for this game. I have so much respect for Betrayal at Krondor, for, like, just taking these huge swings, not having your party be, like, unlike other CRPGs, like Petty was saying, it's more of the JRPG, where it's like, no, this is our story. You don't get to just design your character. These are characters in this story. The way that it's, like, canon for this universe, but a new story that's set in it and, like, but matches all of it. It's a pretty decent story and has some interesting little pieces and twists. There's some good humor later on. The battle system's pretty interesting and very unique. The way that, like, characters are done and the level up system is nice. Like, just the whole aesthetic. Everything about this game is... There's things I can nitpick about it, but there's so few that it truly is one of the best, like, 90s RPGs that I've played. If not just... For all the old RPGs that I've played, this is very near the top, if not just the top. It's fucking awesome. This game's really cool. I really like Betrayal at Krondor, and we have a new top 10, number 7, Betrayal at Krondor. So thanks for recommending that comment. Let's get into our next game, though, because we've got a bunch to do. I think they'll go a little faster than Betrayal at Krondor did. That one was just... I had to spend some extra time on it. I didn't want to do a full special because I've already played through the whole game on stream not that long ago. But it's worth a playthrough. It's pretty cheap on GOG, too, if I remember. Like, it's only like a couple bucks. And you get the sequel, Betrayal at Andara or Antara or something like that. I haven't played that one. I've heard that it's definitely a step down. But considering that, you know, number 7 on my list right now, I'd be interested in checking it. Yeah. It's unrelated and has some glitches. Yeah. I know that it's unrelated. Same engine. Yeah. In any case, let me load up our next games. Take me a moment. That was a long ranking for that one, but it's tough once you start getting into the real high tiers like that. Because we're at a, like, this is a legitimate list. It used to be like, top 10, yeah, sure, you know, like, there's like 30 games. Alright. Next up, we have Barbarian. By DreamSoft from 1996. Which I ran into randomly. You know, those good 1996 graphics. Gaming. Hey, boys. Good to see you. We just did our ranking of Betrayal at Krondor, a new top 10. Oh man, I love this slick ape. Yeah, move aside, Donkey Kong. There's a new man in town. So there's no manual for this, so I'm hoping that I can figure out how to do things. Okay, so we can throw hammers. Wait, did that do a thing? Oh god, this penguin's attacking me. How do I jump? Oh, okay, I can. Oh god, oh no, how do you know what background is? Ah, okay. I was like, wait, do they take multiple hits or... Oh, and dead. So there's different distances that we can throw the axes? How do we get up there? Can I climb? Yeah, for some reason I couldn't find a manual for this. Don't know why. Alright, we gotta remember, dinosaurs are powerful. Oh, fuck. Oh my god. This truly is one of the DOS games of all time. Can't jump and throw. I will say it's kind of nice that you can just hold down on the throw button, it'll just keep throwing. So that's nice, I guess. How do? Oh wait, I know. God, this background is not background, right? Did I pick up spears? How did I get to the spears? Also, how much life do I have? We took a fair number of hits, but... Is this gonna be Curdy? Yeah, okay. That's not background either. Oh boy. Step aside, fucking Donkey Kong. This is such an incredible ripoff of it. Truly one of the games for DOS. Oh, you can jump on things. Maybe? Oh my god. Sure. Off. Really? Can I get back up there? Oh! Ape grave. Oh man, look at him cheeks. Wait, why is he... He's hugging grave? How continue? How continue? How continue? Oh god. No, he go in grave. Ape grave. Just hit yes. Yeah. It might be why. That might make sense. Okay, now I'm on spears. How am I switching these? This time I just started on spears. You hate everything about this and you just tuned in. There's a good reason to do that, yeah. Well, we went from a very good game to this also very good game. We went from like a quintessential DOS RPG to a quintessential DOS platformer, is the way that I'd say. How get up? How do? How monkey jump up? Alright, well now we have to wait for this penguin to waddle all the way back. Or... axes, hammers... Oh yeah, baby! We got him! Well, I wouldn't know about Prince of Persia. I haven't played it yet. We have no idea if Prince of Persia is good or not, because we haven't played it. I have no idea why we get different lengths of that sometimes. It seems like maybe it's about holding down control. Oh, Jesus. I did a roll. Oh, there's no checkpoints. We did Prince of Persia 2. We did do Bubble Bobble. Actually, I'm trying to think of what the highest ranked platformer we've done is. It might be Duke Nukem 1. Ape need mushroom. Fuck. I don't know how do you get back up? I think that you're just soft locked in some of these spots. I love that jumping on something means that you always take damage from it. Oh! Oh, I managed to avoid damage for a moment there. So I press down in a direction it rolls, but it seems like sometimes if I press control, which is fire, and a direction it also rolls. Why? How do I get up these? What do I do here? How do we get back without dying? Alright, there we go. Whoever decided to have that, like, Castlevania arc on those, fuck them. No, I don't want to die. Ape won't live. Fuck. And we're stuck in soft lock hell here again. Nope, can't jump out of that. I have no idea what to do there. Show us them ape cheeks. Yes? Y. Ah! Y does work. Okay. I just want to be able to, like... jump on the thing and have it, like, not hurt me. It seems kind of like the thing you're supposed to do to attack. Or at least one of them. Can we... Fuck! No, jump. Thank you. Okay, that's not jumping on it. Look at these different distances. Oh no, now that's the same. And then, I don't know. I don't know. Fuck! You! No, cat. Oh. Maybe I just do this and then go back. Nope. There has to be... There has to be a way back without dying. There has to be. There does not actually have to be. I've played a lot of these DOS games, I know. I mean, at least they've got, like, character designs. There's apes and penguins and dinosaurs. Hey, Donkey Kong never had cheeks this powerful. Crawl in your fucking grave. Barbarian from DreamSoft. Is it better than Betrayal at Krondor? No. Is it better than Bubble Bobble? No. Is it better than Electroman? No. Better than The Adventures of Captain Comic? No. The one that I'm thinking of immediately with this is Johnny Bazooka-Tone. Yeah. However, it's not as good as Johnny Bazooka-Tone. God, is it worse than Zorro? That's some real depths bullshit. Although, I say that, but there's still, God, 40 games below it. Is it better than Captain Bible? Good question. Great question. Captain Bible is surprisingly good in a lot of ways. The art and stuff is really nice. Honestly, one of the biggest problems with Captain Bible is their choice of Bible verses, which is, of course, like... God. Why can't they make a Bible game that's Love Thy Neighbor verses rather than a Bible game that's Please Beat Your Child? Which... Why? Oh, it's way better than Scunny. Well... Yeah, no, it's way better than most of the Scunny. If not all the Scunny, actually. That being said, I couldn't get over, like... I could barely clear the first screen of this because there's just soft lock spots all over the place. Every enemy you hit damages you, but at least the enemies don't kill you when they damage you. It doesn't even seem like damage is a thing. Really? It just, like, stuns you for a second. It's worse than Beyond the Black Hole. Yeah, it's worse than Captain Bible. It's worse than Mega Man. God, it's worse than Mega Man. It's worse than Scunny Save Our Pizzas, actually. The more that I think about it. This thing was a real pile of shit. The random choice in my DOSBox launcher is really providing me with some choice material this week. It's worse than Choose an Enemy. I have not ranked that Scunny. Not all Scunnies have been ranked yet. I have not ranked Desert Raid. I think Back to the Forest is worse than this, though. God, no, actually, no. No, this is worse than that. That is a hard thing to say. I think it's worse than Boppin' is the thing. This is a new bottom 10. This definitely deserves to be bottom 10. I think it's better. God, is it? It's getting to an International Ninja Rabbits level. Tongue of the Fat Man is at least interesting. It's more responsive than Flintstones. And Jetsons. And it has actual music. I think it's a little better than International Ninja Rabbits and a little worse than Descent to Undermountain. Congratulations, Barbarian. I had said that we haven't had any top or bottom 10 games, and our first two in the last, like, 10 plus episodes, and in our first two, we've got a top 10 game and a bottom 10 game. Congratulations, me. I have really outstanding work on my part. Just really nailing it. Descent to Undermountain must have stabbed your hurt finger to be down there. Descent to Undermountain is an unreal pile of fucking shit. That game is just trash. It's so bad. All the controls are miserable. The art is awful. It's oh god, that game is it sucks to look at even. It feels despicable immediately. Well, let's get to our next game. This one was made in 2001 for the DOS platform. It was ported over. Another random that I found. It's, oh boy, The Castle of Dr. Malvado. Wow, we schmoove. Oh, okay. I guess I touched it. Oh, we can jump on them. Oh, do we get a double jump? No. Oh, that's not background. Oh god, this is already like Barbarian. What's background, what's not? Who knows? Could be anything. Oh, wow. I mean, it's faster. Is that better? Wow, oh, it's super hard not to jump twice if you touch... Oh, fuck, okay. This is very slippy. And very fast. Wow. Okay. The enemies do seem to stay dead, so that's cool. They really like their fly at the screen effects. Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh, that's also not background. Then that's also not background. What the hell is background in this game? Can I actually... Wait, can I jump over there from the bottom here? I don't know if I can. Oh my god. I love a game where you have to constantly, like... tap very slightly to move. For fear of going too fast. I don't know if I should grab those discs. I'm guessing those are maybe 1-ups. So that could be useful. Whoa, Jesus Christ, that's so fast. Whoa. Can I even jump on the ghosts? Okay, I can. Extra life. So every 10? That's nice, at least, I'd say. Oh, fuck. Sure. Oh, and they have checkpoints. Sure. Okay, so we can jump through some things. Can we jump through and hit? No. So, like, these, like, honey lava things. How do I get up there? Oh, Jesus. Okay. So I can jump through them, which is funny. Hi, buddy. Okay, you just stand there, sure. I'm gonna try and not kill everything. 'Cause I'd rather just fucking go. What's a checkpoint and what's not a checkpoint is a really interesting thought process, too. Alright, checkpoint. I'm guessing. We can beat a level. We can beat a level in one of these two terrible terrible, terrible platformers, right? Just one level? Give me one. It was my birthday recently. Just let me have this. There's one thing I want in life. It's to say that I've cleared a level of Dr. Malvado. I just want my mom to like me. How do we... So this is... Okay, that's not background. That's how we get up there. Gotcha. Sure. It's a puzzle platformer. You have to puzzle out. What's solid or what's not. Also, apparently, you can jump on them, but if you let them touch your feet, that doesn't count? I kind of thought that it would, so I just, you know. It does there, so it's only, you only get, like, I don't know, kill frames or whatever, when, like, what would we call those? You only get an attack frame when you're jumping. Fuck off! How do you make that jump? Also, going from the bottom of a lot of these platforms, they don't exist? But then they do exist from above. What? Okay. Christ. One short. That thing is gonna kill me if I touch it at all, isn't it? What is this, too? Feels like a secret or something. Oh! Oh, you just go through that wall. Yeah, sure, okay. Dr. Malvado, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Malvado. I think we've got enough information to rank this. And if you can imagine, it looks like, weirdly enough, I'm already in the part of the list that we need to be for this gigantic pile of shit. Is it worse than Barbarian? The game we just ranked in bottom 10. It's 5 years later. It's 5 years more advanced. Yes, it's worse than that. It's worse than International Ninja Rabbits. Yes. Is it worse than Scunny Lost in Space? Sadly. Is it worse than Terror in Christmas Town? What is it better than? Better than Flintstones or Jetsons? Yeah, those ones are such flickery, god-awful messes. Still better than those. We are on a roll, baby. I thought this wouldn't be that great from the screenshots, but I didn't think it would be that bad from the screenshots either. Like, the art's better than Barbarian. I think the game's worse, though. Fuck. Yeah, it's right here. Truly a game of the DOS. Well, next up, I have an interesting one. This is a request from Walking Sponge that we didn't get to last month. Because I was sick for half of it. So we had a couple of missed ones. Sorry about that. But this one's going to be interesting. It is a game that apparently has a pretty good reputation. However, there are some mild problems with this. The biggest one being, I cannot find a manual for this anywhere, and I think that it's probably pretty cool, but it is Total Football Management. Also known in Germany as Bundesliga 97, I believe, is what this one was. Oh boy. It looks really neat. It also looks exceptionally complicated. So we're gonna raw dog this with no manual, because there is none that I can find online. I did manage to find a German manual, but my Deutsch is way too rusty and was probably never good enough to get even close to a manual done for a game. So, Total Football Management it is. Like I said, raw dog style. They have all of the actual teams in it, so that's cool. So you can do international or just European teams, or European, UK teams, Arsenal and such. We will go to a 1 difficulty. This is a heck of a UI. Ooh, alright, we got our manager picture here. Here we go. Now we're rocking it. Who looks like the best football manager? No, we do not need own picture. Oh, fuck. I accidentally hit this. How do I get out of there? Right click? Okay, good. I have no idea how we're gonna rank this thing. I said raw dogging, no manual, Total Football Management, just killing me for hubris. Alright, we're Arsenal, I guess. Starting in the E-Premier League. Middle third team strength, sure. Okay, Sheffield Wednesday. That's an amazing name. I've never heard of these. I am not a football person. Hey, we gotta be Sheffield Wednesday. And now for Charts, baby. Oh, I hope you love your Excel spreadsheets. Wait, can we... Oh, God. That is a hard-living 23-year-old. Muggleton C. I think these are actual players, too. Matches have not been drawn yet. So where are we? It looks like we're not playing yet. So continue. Sheffield Wednesday United. I'm guessing that's us. Because we were Sheffield Wednesday. So I'm guessing we're Sheffield United. Do you want your score to include local derbies? Yes? Sure, our stadium can be regular size. Okay, so we get a bunch of tickets, sure. New offers for advertisers, sure. Derbies is games against your historical rivals. Great, good to know. I can apparently clip out these... Why would I be able to clip them out? Alright, sure. Start of season, so we can do admissions. Keep it at 20. Oh, you can move this around? Alright. Honestly, I probably would really like a management game like this. The big thing is, like... Wow. The 100 hours of manual that I would need to read to get this. You're looking for that manual. I looked everywhere. I thought that it'd be funny to do it without it. Oh, you can save the settings. Okay. Save and load settings. Gotcha. Oh, we can get shirt advertising and pitch advertising. New value. Is that... So I can just put them in? Do I just get to decide... Is that what I charge for advertising? It might be. Television rights has to be a lot, right? Right? 150,000 pounds. Yeah. Sure. Or is that what we're spending? It might be what we're spending on advertising. Although I don't know how we'd be advertising on shirts. Buddy and you played a whole lot of Ultimate Soccer Manager 98 back in the day. Like, it's basically a strategy game at a certain point, which is... I can totally understand that and be excited about it. Schoolboy team. Sponsorship payment. Okay, so we can sponsor a team to get, like... better players later on. Sure. Oh, man. Yeah, look at this guy's forehead. He's got some good mental strength. Let's... Yeah, absolutely. Who would not want to hire the mental strength of this man? Obviously, we do that. The contract is perfect. Yeah, we know it. Oh, and we have pulled muscles, broken bones, exhaustion. We've got the feetsman. Who looks like they're best with feet? I feel like this guy's a real footman. God, this guy is definitely pulling up in his convertible. We'll get him. All right, our stadium. So you can choose lighting for it. You can choose the scoreboards. Better goals. I extend stars? Sure. For small gratuity, 14% the workers will work a bit faster. Ah, we can pay our workers better. Yes, we'll do that. We can have better seating. Better, oh, stadium safety. Okay. Yeah, gotta keep our fans safe. Marketing. An interactive songbook. Oh, I see. You can put all of these onto... Okay. Wow, this is really detailed. Like, honestly... I'm obviously joking a little bit about, like, because we have no idea what the fuck we're doing here. But being able to look through and see how much you can, like, sit down and, you know, min-max all of your marketing and players and stuff like that is interesting, and I think does give us a good idea of, like, where we would go with this. God, there is so much to do here. Wow. Shares of all of it. Time deposits. Real estates. Wait, what? We can invest in... Is it real estate for our players? Or is this just... I guess you can have real estate to try and, like, back your team? What year does this game take place in? Well, it came out in 96. It was known as Bundesliga Manager 97. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna go for unfair tactics. Definitely. With a player bonus of... Oh, hi, buddy. No, hi. After the Hillsborough disaster, then. Okay, I don't know anything about football. There was a disaster? That sounds bad. You generally do not want disaster. Play for fouls. Yeah, absolutely. Play unfair for fouls. Yeah. All right, we got it. There's our tactics. And yeah, our lineup. All right, cool. And then games? How do we game? How game, contract, search, transfers. I know, buddy. I know. Oh, I know. What a good boy. Oh, yeah, you can also... I did see this, because I was looking up some information on this game to see what we could actually do with it. It's got, like, all of these shortcuts that are all custom. So, like, you can just... If you want to pull up players quickly, like, I can just go, okay, team, and then do that as, like, F1, right? Or, like, main menu is F1. You can move all of, like, this stuff around and set up... like windows on here. Some really cool stuff, honestly. Now we'll go to kickoff. I prefer to concentrate on things that I know about, which is nothing. I concentrate on nothing. The stand setup and fucking terrible crowd control by police caused a human crush back in 89. 97 people died. And 766 others were injured. And then the British tabloids put all the blame on the victims. Of course they did. Ah, new offers from advertisers. Contract search transfer. Marketing. There we go. So how do I accept? Ah, there we go. All right. Yeah. Wow, like it even cares about like where you place them in your stadium. Number of boards. It's funny that it's got this Rack Rally Championship because that is a game that we actually ranked. Like, as an aside, that is literally one of the games we ranked. And in fact, a really cool game. I played it a lot as a child. Our Network Q Rack Rally Championship right there. Episode 2. Number 44. It's a really cool sim racing game. This seems similar, except way more involved. At this point, I would say that we've got what I can get out of this. We've seen how in-depth it is. I think that that's kind of the important thing. It's just, like, being able to see all of, like, how customizable the UI is, seeing a little bit of what the graphics look like, being able to see how many, like, different things you can drill down into, like, setting up each player, doing all these tactics for every single game, like, saving the data, the lineup, being able to save all your settings. It's extremely complicated and really deals with some minutia. It's neat. It's pretty interesting. I don't know that it's for me, especially without a manual, but thank you for the request, Sponge. It's an interesting game. Like I said, if I actually could figure out how to play it, I wouldn't be surprised if I ended up really liking it, because I do tend to like for example, like Dinosaur Park or whatever. Dino Park Tycoon. Like, those kinds of games are a lot of fun. And while I'm not a huge sports game person, this isn't a sports game in that way. Like, it's not an action sports game at all. You're not doing any of that kind of stuff. This is very much a strategy sim sit down and, like, look at charts type game. Yeah, I spent a long time looking for it, Sponge. I'd be very surprised if you can find the manual. We'll try and give it a ranking anyway. I've heard great things about it, and honestly, just looking at, like... It's got the teams that are actually in there, like, it's got all of their real marketing, real stadiums, they've paid for all of that. The actual players, it seems like. It's got the, you know... full package of everything you could possibly want. Marketing, advertising, like... things you can put on your shirts, tactics for your teams, buying doctors and physiotherapists and like coaches and on and on and on and on, like all of the different things that you can do inside of that, whether it's Premier League or full European and international leagues. Like, they've got a ton of stuff in this. It seems incredibly detailed. I think the graphics aren't amazing, but you're not here for graphics, right? You're not here for the music, you're not here for the graphics. You're here to do really in-depth sim strategy. And on that side of things, it looks like it delivers really, really well. It's one of those games that I'd probably need 100 hours in to even begin to start with it. I kind of feel like it goes right around here. Because of that. We're just gonna get it right around Dino Park Tycoon. Congratulations, Total Football Management. You are a, like, esoteric dark summoning ritual, and I don't even know what to do with you. But you seem pretty good. This is basically like opening up the Necronomicon and like flipping through a few pages and going, yeah, man, that's some shit. that is some dark shit going on in here. Very interesting. Speaking of dark shit. Yeah, it's right next to summoning in rank. Exactly. Speaking of storied devs, let's get into one of our favorite devs that we need to look at. Wait, what? Why is this not? There we go. I already had it. Hold up. One of our favorite devs, and something that has become relevant very recently. From High Tech Expressions, it's Beetlejuice. In Skeletons in the Closet. I would have to imagine this is based on the cartoon, yes. The juice is loose. Once again. Enter to start a new game. Okay, so I guess I need to kill skeletons? And there's sandworms. Sure. You know, those Beetlejuice things. Alright. So she gets put in a cage. It's Babs, right? I never did a lot of the, should I grab that? Yes. Okay. Eating a beetle is good, I guess? I never watched the cartoon all that much. You know, as I'm playing this, dang, it's this is gonna be a pretty high-ranked Lydia. Okay, right. This is gonna be a pretty high-ranked, high-tech expressions game. I love that he just goes on the ground like a little gremlin and eats all them beetles. Ah, yes. Beetlejuice's only weakness. Skeletons. The truth is in the grave, and it's beeping at us. And then it left. Sure. Can I shoot those? No. I kind of figured I couldn't shoot a sandworm, which I believe is his, like, actual weakness, if you look at... Oh, I can grab I can grab those if Lydia doesn't clean them up first. Okay. So I should have been grabbing those power-ups first. She grabs them so fast, I just... Oh no, they've caged Lydia. Can I rescue her? No. Nope. They just put Lydia in baby jail sometimes. What? Lightning breaks her out, I guess? Well, this is the game. And it spells truth again. And we... Oh! Sure. So, special weapons. Alright. This definitely seems better than the other ones. Is there more to this game? Starting to think no. Okay, is that a bug that I have to shoot? Or is it a bug that I eat? Or is it neither? It's neither. It's just a little guy. With a hat, I guess. Oh! Who does... Wait, he does kill me? Huh. Yep, that's... Not sure is a Beetlejuice. Alright, let me have my head. Oh, I don't have to kill these guys? I don't think I can kill these. Are these like bug cowboys? I think he turns into the little guy bug. I'm guessing the hitbox that was just turbo messed up. Again, honestly, yeah, you're right, but I'm surprised that there's only been the one hitbox that's turbo messed up, really. Because let me tell ya, woo! High-tech expressions. Normally there's a lot more than one hitbox that's turbo fucked up. And sometimes these bugs give us letters, and sometimes they don't. This is the way it goes. Sometimes you eat a bug and you learn the alphabet. And sometimes you eat a bug and you just eat a bug. It is well known. Okay, so I can't eat bugs without my head. Fair. The animation of him, like, crawling around and eating the bugs is okay. His little run is kind of fun. This is definitely a lot better than I expected from high-tech expressions. How fucked up is it that I picked a high-tech expressions game going, oh, well, this is gonna be fucking atrocious. And it's probably the best of the random games that I came up with this week. Is that a screen clear? No, it stuns everything. Gotcha. Nope, nope, I want my head. Shit. Why did it go? It went through that skeleton. Does this one take multiple hits? It might, now that it's purple. Maybe? I don't know. I hate this fucking shotgun, though. Or whatever you'd call this. Can she not get caught in those? Please go pick that up. Having to rely on another character to clean up the skeletons. Not the best design. This is almost certainly... I'm trying to think of all the high-tech expressions games we've played, and I can't think of one that controls and looks better than this. For those that don't know, high-tech expressions, also well known for Mega Man, Mega Man 3, Flintstones, Jetsons. It's like, really, this is quite impressive for their team. We're operating on a scale here. This is some S-tier high-tech expressions. The biggest problem with this game, it controls fine. It looks okay. The real issue here is it's boring as fuck. Why would I play this? Like, what are we doing here? God, I don't know. I got another life. I was going to play until we died, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen anytime soon. I should see what the death screen looks like. I also don't know if these bugs are good or bad, because they kind of stun us for a long time. Oh wow, that was a fucked up hitbox. That vacuumed me in there real bad. Here, let's just... I want to see what a death screen looks like. It seemed like getting eaten by that sandworm also didn't count as a death. Which is strange. Get rid of those skeletons. Our password is BJBJBJ. Wow. I think I'm done with this. It's not bad. I wouldn't say that it's terrible, but it's just not interesting. We've talked about it before, but I will take interesting and flawed over fine but boring every day. It's better than Mega Man, the robots are revolting. It's not as good as DuckTales Quest for Gold. That's where it's better controlling and easier in a lot of ways, but it's not more interesting. DuckTales Quest for Gold is a really, really, really solid concept done very poorly. It's not Mega Race. It's not Popo Car. God, Popo Car. Alien Assault is around where we're looking at, I think. It's better than Gauntlet. I think it's better than Alien Assault. Actually, I think it's better than... It goes right here. Yeah, this is where it goes. Here, let me just copy-paste this 1,000 character long title. Congratulations to High Tech Expressions. Man... They finally topped themselves. They've made it better than any other game they've ever made before. They're in top 125. That's impressive. We still have time for one last game, I would say. And speaking of storied games... and storied devs, we have an Apogee. Which, of course, does not necessarily mean that it's good, but You may have heard of this one. It's Raptor, Call of the Shadows. Oh, hell yes. Hell the fuck yes. Yeah, I've heard that people really, really like this one. I have never played it. I am a big fan, generally, of, like, shmups like this. I really, really... Tyrion 2000 blew me away. That game's fantastic. I think it's still in our top 20. Just kind of curious. Yes. Yeah, 17. This is like top 2 shareware games behind Doom? Damn. Well, we'll see. It's definitely got those good Apogee sounds. Good pixel art here, too. Alright, name and call sign. What do we got? What do we got for a name and a call sign? Our name, Bingus Bongus. Our call sign, Jim. I might just play on a pretty easy mode. My hand's still a little fucked up, as you know. And, these games can get rough for a lot of shmups. So we've got save games. Alright, we'll save Bingus Bongus. Supply room where we can buy things. Harold's Death Emporium. Hell yeah. Welcome to the one and only automated one-stop shop. We have 0. Oh, wait, we have 0. Okay, and 10,000 ion scanner. The scanner will search around the area for engine emissions from larger craft. Once it's on, a damage indicator for that ship will appear. Sold in 25 increments only. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll buy another one of those. Make our shields better seems like a good idea. I like the little shadows of enemies before they come on screen. That's nice. Also, nice forgiving amounts of health here. Like, it's not a one-shot you're dead kind of shmup. Which I don't mind those, but they can be really rough. Already does something that's really nice, which is you can just pull down on the fire button, not have to mash it. It's incredible how many of these games did not do that. fire is always welcome. Man, something that was often neglected. You like the shadows, but man, they're weird. Yeah, they're a little weird they show up first, but it's kind of nice because it shows you where things are going to come. Yeah, they don't make sense in a physical space in a lot of ways, but... Yeah, this is a very arcadey kind of game. Definitely makes you think of the arcade. I always played Raiden 1942. Oh, I love those in the arcade. There's something about like being able to riff on a big joystick that this doesn't quite capture. Doing it on the keyboard. Nice though. Probably should have rammed it. That's... Oh, Jesus. Ouch. Alright. Got the boss. Back to Harold's Death Emporium. Oh yeah, this definitely has joystick support. So autopilot just sends us to the next sector. Okay, I was wondering, because I'm like, wait, is that all of Bravo sector? Is there just 3 levels? Because I know how much, like, this game has really got, like, a storied reputation. So I was kind of surprised it was going to be that. I never played this one. I never checked out myself. I wasn't sure how much game was in the game. Because, like, Overkill is one of the shareware games that I play if it was a shmup. I love that game. That game is really cool. But it's pretty short. A lot of these are. They're doing a great job of the, like, exploding ground-based stuff. That's always good. Being able to, like, pick your levels is kind of neat. I know that the autopilot just takes you to, like, what the next normal, like, laid out mission they have is, but you do get your choice if you want to switch it up. So that's always kind of nice. Cool idea. Sure what that was. Music's a little black and quiet. I want to try and check the options, see if we can that. I love a good loud weapon, but you gotta have the music over it, too. That was adjustable in options. Jesus. That is hard to avoid some of that. Woof. There is music under all the explosions, yeah. Thank you. Okay, yeah, so we can do that. Let's turn down sound effects and up the music. Okay, so that's our screen clears. I wonder if there's any point in getting extra air-to-air missiles. Selectables. Kind of want to hold off and try and get like this plasma cannon, I think. A lot of money. Now we're starting to get into ground stuff that actually fires back. I was wondering when that was going to start happening. So I'm like, I don't know that I'd care if things don't hit the ground, because Like, yeah, it sucks to miss out on the money that you get. But also, how necessary is it really? Although, I guess not getting those shields is pretty big. Like other upgrades from destroying the ground-based targets. Still, you don't need, like, all your weapons hit the ground to blow those up. Now we have air-to-air missiles, it seems. There's our other missiles. Okay, so we can alt to switch. And I think these are the air-to-grounds. Yeah, those are some ground targets. Jesus. These patterns are, something. Hey, Cow King! Oh, shit. Didn't do that. Trying to go to the supplier. We gotta go to Harold's Death March. How do I get the plasma cannon then? Selectable. Still seems like we have our same main weapon. And I can't seem to select it like we just have the missiles. Some good music. I like the weapon swapping actually between air and ground missiles and stuff. That's nice. This feels good. Definitely not an easy game, but a fun one. I don't know of any shmups that feel easy. We're on rookie mode because I don't want to deal with how rough these can get. And especially not with my hand being all fucked up. Oh, I've got to imagine that has some good loot on it. Now we got a bomb. What happened with the plasma cannon, though? We bought that and it didn't seem to do anything. This is one of the easier shmups that we've played, actually. I will say. Shmups are a lot of fun, but they are rotten in terms of difficulty. And I know that we're on rookie mode, but I've played a lot of the other ones on like rookie too, and they're still fucking unreal. What the hell is that? Oh wow, the delay on that Mega Bomb was huge. I hit that a long time ago. Oh, it seems like it does a fair bit in advance, too, though. That's nice. Oh, God. Hi. The first time one of these fired abroad, I thought that we were supposed to, like, kind of fly through it, and it seems like, no, it wants you to... You need to get the fuck out of there. You cannot, like, weave in and out of the missiles. That's the terrible idea. Okay, so what the hell? Well, some of the patterns did have space between the missiles, but then they start firing bullets in between those as you're dodging it, and then it's undodgeable. That was the problem. I'm looking at, like... Spacebar releases a Mega Bomb. Alt cycles to your special weapons inventory. Control fires normal guns and selected special weapons. How do we fire the... Huh. How do we fire this plasma cannon? Like, it didn't seem like it changed our weapon at all. Strange. It says it's always equipped. I'm trying to go for micro missiles next. See if that looks different. Yeah, I don't know. Weird. Like, I'd like to get a couple of these other upgrades, because I would like to see... For me, one of the most... Oh, what am I doing? One of the most fun things about these kinds of games is getting, like, spread weapons and doing, like, real wild shit. Like, I loved Raiden for that. Raiden. You see it? Oh, was it firing? You know, that's not amazing then if it's that hard to see. Jesus. Yeah, I see the difficulty ramping. Not gonna be looking at chat for a minute here, I think. We are slightly involved now. Wait, my camera can start this stage. We lost all of our missiles because of that? Yikes. That's unfortunate. Also, yeah, a little unpleasant for the shield's low sound. Oh boy. Yep. Yeah, system damaged. Okay, so you actually lose systems because of that. I think that was not that the weapons ran out. I think that it was that we took systems damage. Yeah, let's go to Tango Sector 1. Not blow up as quickly as I thought it would. Oh, I do see the disruptor firing now. I see the plasma cannon or whatever. Oh, that is not easy to see though. I should probably buy some Mega Bombs or something. I wanted to save up. Also see what's the outer regions like. Probably very easy. Yeah, I see the little blue spark through our missiles though. It's definitely fun. I'm a big schmuck person, and that's a good one. Lots of explosions. Generally pretty good sound, decent music. The art's nice. Love ones where you can actually like pick your upgrades, which is a lot of them. But like having a shop is always fun. Yeah, those ones got it. I see that the outer territories and stuff are real nasty. We'll just stay in our Bravo sector, I guess. so messed up. I love it. I really do like the weapon switching in this. It seems so minor, but it's really nice, like, okay, ground targets, quick switch to ground missiles, like, it just adds an extra layer that's kind of nice. It's not like this is the first one that had ground targets or weapons that are better against ground targets. But there's something about how fast and like responsive that kind of system is that's nice. And how much it's like constantly kind of switching back and forth between them. Boss, we've got a Mega Bomb. Right. God damn it. Whoa. Oh, man. Alright, one last try on that one. We were so close. Yeah, I like this game. It's got a reputation, and I think it's deserved. I don't... Right now, I'm like, as I'm thinking about it, I think Tyrion 2000 takes this. Not to say this game is bad. Tyrion 2000 is a top 20 game. But Tyrion 2000 had like the Star Fox-esque, like, you get to pick different paths on your missions all the time. It has like a story in a way that's really neat. Like, seems like it's trying a lot harder to be a whole story and everything around it too, which is nice. Tyrion 2000 has a lot going on. Like buying different ships and stuff that this game doesn't get into. I definitely see this being, like, this would have been a hell of a shareware game. Because let's be honest, a lot of the shareware games, not amazing. A lot of them weren't bad, but they weren't, and a lot of them were just kind of, yeah, they existed. Whereas this thing, it's pretty sick. It's got great controls. It just feels really responsive. And I mean, it's not Doom, but I don't know what the fuck you can say that would compare to that, really. Not much. One other game so far. Doesn't get it. Okay. Yikes, that thing is nasty, nasty, nasty. I really wanted to see at least one other upgrade, so now we probably have the money to do that, which is cool. Oh, we can't buy the micro missiles. Yeah, we're still short of all that. I could sell some stuff. Oh, you can sell your main gun? Huh. Seems ill-advised. Yeah, we're gonna sell that. Yeah, that's selectable. Because I want to see. I'm gonna get these micro missiles. Now we can't select for ground targets, but micro missiles should hit both. I'm guessing that's like a fair exchange. Oh, those are okay. Those are mines. I see. What is that? I don't know. Pretty cool. Because you can set them, have them start firing at an enemy, and then just move out of the way. Really good, actually. That delay is actually super useful. I'm now at the point where I can almost certainly rank this game, but I'm just enjoying it. That being said, I have food downstairs. I am hungry. And this has been a blast. But I should head off and rank this. What a sick little game. it's not going to be like, you know, it isn't going to be your 50, 60 hour game, but not everything has to. Yeah, and it's shareware. Yeah. Very, very good for a shareware game. Like, the shareware games that are high ranked right now is, I mean, Doom. Doom was shareware. What the fuck? Doom being shareware is always wild. Everyone growing up just had it for free, yes. Yeah. And, like, the next one is Epic Pinball. And Epic Pinball is amazing. I think... I'm not sure this beats Epic Pinball for me, honestly. And I know everybody always goes, oh, you rate Epic Pinball so high. But guess what? Motherfuckers, I just went and looked, like, because I was looking up some information on publishers, on Moby Games. They have Epic Pinball over Command & Conquer in their rankings. For, like, community rankings and stuff. Epic Pinball's fantastic. Really damn good game. I will defend to the death my Epic Pinball ranking. Should maybe be higher than it is. As for this one, it's not Tyrion 2000. Tyrion 2000 was wild for how good it was. This one's great. This one's a good game. It is not Tyrion 2000. It's not Epic Pinball. Yeah, Raptor was great. It's a good game. It's better than Absolute Pinball. Man, there are some top games in this, though. Better than... Yeah, I mean, I think it's better than Absolute Pinball and Solar Winds. I think it's better than those. This is a real cool game. Better than Castles. I don't know that it's better than Castles. I think it's right here. I think it's between Castles and Absolute Pinball. This is a great game. Raptor seems super sweet. It is not Tyrion 2000. I want to go back and play more Tyrion 2000. In fact, I might do that later. Tyrion 2000 is like peak DOS Shmup Vegetable Simulator. Yeah. It has like the whole branching paths type thing that Star Fox does, with a interesting story and like better music than this. Really incredible like pixel art. Just tons of cool upgrades that really feel game changing, like new ships and stuff. Oh man, Tyrion 2000 was... It was funny because when we were playing Tyrion 2000, a bunch of people were like, well, this is no Raptor. And I'm like, nah, you're wrong. You're wrong. Raptor's great. This game is, don't get me wrong, this game seems sick. This game is really nice. It's not Tyrion 2000. It's not Tyrion 2000 level. Tyrion 2000 is unbelievable for how much it stunned me, how good it is. Raptor don't have no banana cannon. Exactly. And I mean, when you look at it, like, I love games like Overkill. Where's Overkill on this list now? Overkill's so cool. It's a really good game. This is better than Overkill. Overkill's slighter than this. There's less game in Overkill is the problem. There's a lot less levels and stuff. And you're always doing, like, the shopping in the game. Like, where you're kind of picking upgrades a la Gradius a little bit. It's cool. It's really cool, but... a little slighter. Yeah, I think this is just a little bit worse than Castles. Better than Absolute Pinball. Another game that stunned me. That Castle. Because most of the pinball game, Epic Pinball is a real exception. But Absolute Pinball was surprisingly good. That game was quite nice. But yeah, Raptor Call of the Shadows, a top 40. It's almost top 30 game for DOS. Very, very solid. Like, you're looking at, like, it's less than 10 points off of Syndicate. Strahd's Possession. It's 2 spots away from Secret of Monkey Island. Raptor is a great game. What a cool game to play. But what? This is a hell of an episode. Some very high highs, some very low lows, and a little bit in between. This one surprised me. This one surprised me because I was very much expecting The Adventures of Beetlejuice to be the worst game of the day, and it wasn't even close. It was acceptable. That was a game. It was fine. In any case, thank you all so much for being here. If you like to stream, those follows mean a lot. You can always check out the podcast. Also, I'm going to be putting up rough cuts for all of our patrons for the Rough Cuts podcast later tonight, because I already have it edited and ready to go. Thank you for stopping in, though. I'm going to head out. And remember, you can see the whole list on DOScider.neocities.org. You can also go and look at all of the videos, all the episodes, up on my YouTube. These all get loaded at the same time, like I simul-stream them, but I also put them up on a playlist, so you can check out the VOD stuff there. And you've got all the, episode lists right here, so if you're looking at a favorite game that you got, you can put it there. If you're a patron or a sub, you can stop by the sub club in our Discord and send in a request once a month for a game that you'd like to see ranked. Other than that, have a great night, and I'm going to host you to somebody else.